Morning, everyone. Just yesterday, the Congressional Budget Office confirmed what we have long understood to be the case with the reckless Republican budget. House Republicans and Donald Trump have proposed the largest cut to Medicaid in American history. And they've also put a target on the back of Social Security and Medicare. So let me be clear. House Democrats are going to stand on the side of the American people, which means standing on the side of Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, our veterans, nutritional assistance to children and families, and the health care of every single American. Republicans are trying to rip health care away from tens of millions of Americans. Children will be devastated. Families will be devastated. People with disabilities will be devastated. And older Americans will be devastated. Hospitals will close, including in rural America, all across the country, and nursing homes will shut down. Those are the implications of the House Republican budget, and every single Democrat are going to continue to stand against it. Questions?
Thank you, Mr. Leader. Speaker Johnson said earlier this morning that he expects text to be released the CR either today or tomorrow. If Republicans continue with this CR to fund the government for the year, is that something Democrats can get on board with, even if you don't like it, or are you still expecting Republicans to do this on their own?
We'll have a conversation as House Democrats on Tuesday morning when we reconvene in the Capitol. We've consistently made clear that top-line numbers were agreed upon in a manner consistent with the Bipartisan Fiscal Responsibility Act that Republicans in the House themselves negotiated and supported. A year-long continuing resolution is inconsistent with the Bipartisan Fiscal Responsibility Act. And so if Republicans decide to take this approach, as Speaker Johnson indicated, it's his expectation that Republicans are going it alone.
Congressman, Rep. Albright was just censured by the House. What is your reaction to that?
I voted no. The censure resolution put forth by extreme MAGA Republicans is not worth the paper that it was written on.
So, thank you, Leader. So, Tuesday morning, it was reported that you and other leadership told Democrats to refrain from using any signs or do anything attention-grabbing, with the overall message to not become the story. And given that wasn't the case, in terms of leading and controlling your conference, how are you feeling about Democratic unity under your leadership? Are you feeling secure with that and in your leadership position right now?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Miller. Going back to the censure, these types of resolutions used to be a dime a dozen, and it seems like, last year there were 3 of them against House Democrats. Can you just reflect on this shift from censure resolutions being for the most egregious forms of misconduct and now being used as political weapons?
Republicans are playing political and partisan games with their censure resolutions because they are on the run. Republicans are on the run with respect to the economy. Donald Trump consistently promised that grocery prices were going to be lowered on day one. But costs aren't going down, they're going up. The stock market isn't going up, it's going down. Inflation is up. And Donald Trump and House Republicans are crashing the American economy in real time. Republicans are on the run with respect to the economy. Not a single bill, not a single executive order, and not a single administrative action has been put forth by Donald Trump or House Republicans to improve the economic circumstances of the American people. And folks are taking notice all across the country, which is why his approval ratings aren't going up, staying the same. They're going down, particularly as it relates to the economy. Republicans are on the run as it relates to the economy. Republicans are on the run as it relates to health care. They're not even having town hall meetings anymore because they are afraid to hear from their own constituents who do not want them to enact the largest Medicaid cut in American history. And Republicans are on the run with respect to the GOP tax scam.
So are you saying that you believe that the resolution was to distract from?
Everything they do is a big, massive distraction. House Democrats, we're going to continue to focus on the issues that matter to the American people. That's why every single House Democrat voted against the reckless Republican budget. We're standing on the side of Medicaid and the American people. Republicans are standing on the side of their billionaire puppet masters, like Elon Musk.
Yeah, thank you. On that point, you're talking about Medicaid, you're talking about grocery prices, trying to focus on things that everyday people feel. Do you think that the protest tactics on Tuesday are an effective way to communicate that message?
We're going to continue to keep the focus on the American people. Yes?
Okay, thank you. Considering the economy is an issue that affects all Americans, do Democrats plan to introduce a bill that would bring the cost of living down? And what offensive approach to the administration, although in the minority, are Democrats planning to take aside from opposing Republicans' proposed budget and threats to Medicaid?
Yeah, we believe that we've got to protect Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. That's core to the American dream. We have to protect health care and strengthen the Affordable Care Act, not try to weaken it or walk away from the expansion of the Affordable Care Act, which the American people will reject all across the country. We do need to increase housing supply, and Maxine Waters has a lot of ideas that have been put forth to try to make sure we can bring the American dream of affordable home ownership to life for every single American. We don't support massive tax cuts for the super rich. We support the child tax credit. We support the low-income housing tax credit. We support the earned income tax credit. We support full restoration of the state and local tax deduction, which Donald Trump and Republicans ripped away, and that hurt middle-class families all across the country. So we're going to continue to put forward ideas that we think will make a difference in the lives of the American people while pushing back against the extreme MAGA Republican agenda and their harmful budget. Kevin.
A leading scholar of the strongman, Ruth Ben-Guyet, says we are, quote, in a democratic emergency that's getting worse every single day. Do you agree with that? And are you doing enough in response?
We are in an emergency, and I think it's all hands on deck, and we have to continue to push back aggressively in the Congress, push back aggressively in the courts, push back aggressively in community after community after community. Those that have articulated the emergency circumstances that we're in are essentially suggesting we've never been in this situation before. So of course it's all unprecedented, including how the opposition responds. But this flood the zone strategy, like, understand clearly, the flood the zone strategy is designed to disorient people. I ain't going to be disoriented. I'm not going to be disoriented by it all. We have to push back with righteous indignation. But this whole flood the zone strategy is designed to create the appearance of inevitability. The notion that Donald Trump is unstoppable. He ain't unstoppable. Not a single bill connected to Trump's Project 2025 agenda has passed the House because there's unified Democratic opposition. Not a single bill. We're almost halfway through the first 100 days. He doesn't have a single legislative accomplishment, but we're supposed to believe it's all inevitable, he's invincible, it's unstoppable. Show me the evidence. Hold on. In the courts, Donald Trump is not winning. He's losing. In case after case after case, more than 100 different cases have been filed against 35 or 40 different unlawful and unconstitutional executive orders. He's either winning or he's losing. What do the facts say? He's losing case after case after case by judges appointed by Democratic presidents and Republican presidents like Reagan, Bush, and Trump himself. As a matter of fact, there have been 2 cases now to go to the Supreme Court. Not 0, not 1, 2. And Donald Trump has lost both cases. One related to USAID and the other related to the Office of Special Counsel. Why is that Office of Special Counsel case important? Because that actually relates to the firing of the probationary employees, many of whom are veterans. That's disgusting what they're doing. He's being stopped in the Congress, stopped in the courts, and stopped in terms of community sentiment because his public approval ratings aren't going up, they're going down. This dude is not winning anywhere. But the flood the zone strategy is designed to disorient and to distract. I'm not going to be disoriented. We are going to push back successfully, and the American people will win.
Thank you very much. Speaking of executive orders, we're anticipating that President Trump is going to sign an executive order to dismantle the Department of Education. Tell us how is there going to be a pushback against that, and what's your reaction to it?
I'm glad you asked that question because this is another example. Why do they want to issue this executive order right now? That they know does not have the force of law. Because they want to distract and disorient people. Coming off a State of the Union or joint address to Congress, where he spoke for 100 minutes. It was tough. Sitting there listening to it all, but you spent less than 2 minutes on the economy when people are struggling to live paycheck to paycheck in America, the wealthiest country in the history of the world. 2 minutes or less on the economy because he has nothing to say. Costs aren't going up, they're going down. He didn't say a word about Medicaid. And Donald Trump set the table to eradicate Social Security benefits. There is no situation where people who are 100, 150, 200 years old, 300 years old, receiving Social Security benefits. Prove that. Everybody knows he lied to the American people. So it was a horrible performance. One of the most divisive presidential addresses ever delivered in the history of the country. So what do they want to do? Distract from it all. You can't abolish the Department of Education through an executive order. He apparently likes losing in court because he'll lose again. Because as soon as this gets issued, he's going to be sued and he's going to lose. And the votes don't bring the bill to Congress. We welcome that fight. Bring the bill to Congress if you want to get rid of the Department of Education. We'll stand on the side of the American people, and they'll continue to stand on the side of Elon Musk.
I want to ask about California Governor Gavin Newsom's comments saying that Democrats were in the wrong for allowing transgender athletes to compete in female and girls sports. What is your response to that after Democrats had opposed the women and girls in sports?
I haven't seen his comments. What Democrats opposed was unleashing sexual predators on girls throughout the United States of America. All right. Thank you. Last question.
What do you say to those members, particularly progressive members, who have been receiving relentless, I want to say, encouragement from grassroots activists and constituents who want to see the party do more without obviously necessarily understanding what the power of the minority party is? What is your strategy to show your base that you guys have an effective strategy to counter President Trump?
We're going to continue to stop him in the Congress, stop him in the courts, stop him in the community, put it in the voters' hands next year, and take back control of the House of Representatives. Thank you.